What's up, subscriber squad? Welcome back to Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. In this episode, I wanted to go over my 3 favorite worms from big to little. This time of year, dog days of summer are kind of, I'd say we're past the peak of those and we're on that downward slope heading towards the fall. If you haven't already, please subscribe. That way you're eligible to win the monthly giveaways. This month's giveaway will be a flipping kit, so don't forget to go back to episode 83 and in the comments section just leave hashtag flipping kit and you will be eligible to win. So I wanted to start with the big one, which is the Zoom Mag 2. I can't remember the exact, but you can throw any big worm this time of year. This is a plum colored curly tail worm. I got it on a 1/4 ounce shaky head, but you will find that even your 12-inch bass, bass just a little bit bigger than the worm itself will eat a worm of this size. Something about plum too and red this time of year, it just catches fish. So we'll start with that one. So I thought I'd come out today and throw big worms and big jigs. This is the Zoom Mag 2 in like a plum or a grape or something like that. I'm throwing it on the 7-foot 1-3 Fate Black with the Creed Chrome 3000 size reel. Lunker Hunt 15-pound sinking braid, which I am really starting to like, and to a 10-pound Seaguar and VizX leader. So I thought I'd make some plinks with this first, try to stay off any shallow fish's radar real quick and not run right up to the bank. And that, my friends, is a big worm fish right away. Oh, I love this time of year, big worm fish. Buddy, you weren't playing, were ya, little feisty guy? That's gotta be a spot. Look how little his mouth is. Man, these fish are feisty in here. There you go, boss. Right back to where he lives. So that's another key about us that don't have a watercraft, that are stuck on the bank. Being discreet. Like, I didn't come tromping down here making my presence known. I usually cut it off at the top of the hill there, and then what I do is try to stay up off the bank so I'm out of sight. I stay behind these 2 cattails here, and I make me a couple little plinks and see if I get bit. And that time it paid off, because we had one up shallow that was not having it. He said, get this out of my world, either that or I'm hungry, one of the 2, but either way we got him, and that's a great way to start. I love it. So next, I like to throw, if I got open water with sparse vegetation, I like to throw the old wacky worm. This is a big bite trick stick, and as you can see, it's like an iridescent, translucent purple, I guess would be the main color, and it's got like pink and blue and black specks in it. To me, that's a perfect color representation of like a pumpkin seed. And I throw all my wacky rig or wacky worms on a straight shank hook. This is a eagle claw. I think it's just a bait holder straight shank hook. It's got two little like barbs, one on the front and one on the back. And even, I don't use O-rings when I wacky rig. I think it doesn't make the presentation look as natural, and you will see in the fish catch footage, which by the way I have fish catch footage for all three of these techniques, and even without the O-ring, the worm just slid right up the hook on the line while the hook was in the hard part of the side of the jaw. And I was able to just come right back through, as you can see. And this will get tied back on. You know, these fish got these little pockets and cutouts in here to where they can just move up and down vertically and feed and ambush bait and, you know, bluegill and stuff. Zoom, there he went. We got us an acrobat right here, you guys. Junk! Hey, buddy! You guys, that is a good fish right there. And look, I didn't even have an O-ring or nothing on that worm, and it slid right up the line. I don't use O-rings anymore unless I'm throwing a Nico setup. Man, he got it good. That's why I use these straight shank eagle claw hooks. My goodness, bud. Yeah, man, I got you right through the hard part of the cheek, dude. You're not going nowhere, brother. Hey, man, simmer down. I'm your biggest fan. I just got to get the dang pliers out because I cracked you a good one. Simmer down, bud. You're going back in the water, buddy. I don't know why you're tripping. Look at that straight shank hook. He wasn't going nowhere. Man, I'm sorry, dude. This is getting ridiculous right here. There, see? Man, I'm sorry, that must be rough on that barb end down there, but look at him all slimed up real pretty. I'm not gonna touch him, I'm just gonna get him back in the water. You are fired up, bro. You ready to go? There you go, buddy. Shoom. Man, I love that. I had him out of the water way too long. That's why I give him a second. Man, that's a good sign, though. He had a mouthful of vegetation. And look at, no O-ring And that dang thing just slid right up the line. And I can use it again. I just go right through. I pull taut and figure out where the hole's at and rig it right back up, man. And to me, that color right there is the perfect, like, sunfish, shell cracker imitator. Man, that's so fun on light line. And last but not least, this is a little more intricate as far as, you know, setup goes, but it is the Tiny Child rig. You can take your Ned baits, or Yum has caught on to the game. I'll show you how they have caught on, but what you do is I use the same gamakatsus that I use when I free rig, the number 2 G-lock worm hook. So I'm going to take one out here and show you how I rig it up. And I'm also going to use a nail weight. So what I'm going to do is let's just take this Last Tech, I can't remember the name of this TRD as far as color goes, but I like to go to the bottom, and I slowly, Last Tech can be a little hard to work with, so I slowly kind of turn as I push. That way, for me, it gets it straight into the worm if I turn and push at the same time, instead of just giving it one heave ho. I've tried that when I first started trying this rig, and I'd have my nail weight blow out the side because I wasn't keeping it, you know, centered as I turned it. You can also use a hardware screw, like from your local hardware store. It doesn't even have to be a button head. It can be a flat screw. But this is angler's choice, but you can also dab just a dab of your favorite crazy glue in there, and it will keep your nail weight from ever popping out. I've only lost one ever. So then I take my G-Finesse G-Lock hook here, and I use the seam, the color seam, to line it up. So I'm going to go through here, come out, and then like so. And there it is. That's the Tiny Child. And what's cool about this, if you're not, let's say you're not on a boat or you're not on a steep bank and you actually have to cast it out, it will, since it's a neutrally buoyant bait, it will kind of glide down just like it being on a Ned head. A lot of people don't know that when Ned Keating designed, you know, came up with the Ned rig, the key to getting bites was how it would like either pendulum or like spiral down on the fall, or at least that would gain the fish's interest. And then once you pop it up, or however you work your Ned rig, that usually would provoke the strike if you didn't get it on the fall. But the Tiny Child can be super productive, not only for smallmouth, but I have caught spots and largemouth on this rig right here, especially in pressured waters, because we all know in pressured waters you want to downsize, and you want to, if you can, show them something different, obviously, and you know, slow your presentation down. So yeah, just some different, besides the wacky rig, you know, just some different approaches to the dog days of summer. And as far as this Yum tiny child type bait, what was cool about their design is they already have half a cavity started in the worm, so you can tell which end gets the nail weight. And this is baby bass, and I think I've never used this the Yum ones before, but I thought that design was cool. But I think it would work better. See how my half moon isn't long enough to grab in there? I think it would be better to use the long, you know, like I'm not sure, but they're like that long, and they're kind of like stepped, I guess you would say. They look like little ladders. I think those would work better as far as the pre-rigged hole there with the Yum version of a tiny child type bait. But yeah, I mean, as you did or will see in the footage, I have catches to back all these up, and it just depends on, you know, as far as what these fish are feeding on. Depends on what I'm going to throw. There's a lot of variables as far as vegetation. If I got a lot of open water compared to a lot of weed beds, or you know, cabbage, or if I got hard bottom, I'm definitely going to be throwing a shaky head. But if I got a lot of open water, I like to throw the wacky rig. Or if I got to show them something different, and or especially if I'm targeting smallmouth, I will throw the tiny child. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and please don't forget to share it on all your favorite social media platforms. Give these a try, man. I tell you what, since I have brought not only soft plastics but worming back into my repertoire, I'm having one of the best seasons probably ever. I'm catching quality fish, and I'll say it again, late July into August are usually, at least last year, I went 2 weeks, maybe even 2 weeks plus without even getting a bite. So, you know, when the water's this warm, we gotta slow down. We gotta do a lot of finesse fishing. You know, if you want to throw top water or power fish, get out there early while it's cool, and they'll be more apt to move around and hunt and breach the surface. Like, I'm not getting any top water bites in the early evening, especially here, because it's been super hot, and that very top layer of the water column is so hot that those fish don't want to come up there to get a frog or a whopper popper or a buzz bait or anything. So when all else fails, man, go back to basics. Whether it's you know, a Yamamoto Senko, or I really recommend giving the Big Bites trick stick a try if you have not already. And throw these big worms around, and on the opposite end of that, give the Tiny Child a try. This is Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. Oh, and by the way, I don't support any of these woke, dumb athletes. We'll just say this stands for Nationwide Bass Anglers. There we go. But anyways, this is Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. Out for now. So I'm gonna try this again. Tiny Child. We're on that wild water. 6-pound fluorocarbon. And the 16th ounce. Dang, that didn't take long, did it? I know, buddy, I know, buddy. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Look at him! My first ever Tiny Child fish. Holy smokes! And it's the same hook I use for the free rig, guys. It's that Gamakatsu G lock. It's either a 1/0 or 2/0, man, with the 16th ounce VMC half moon nail weight. That's all there is to it. Look at this beautiful fish. Look at that. The Tiny Child rig. Holy smokes, man. Give me a second, boss. I just want to get a picture and let all the folks at home see how pretty you are. Wow. What a beautiful specimen. Holy smokes. First ever Tiny Child fish. Hashtag Tiny Child just isn't for smallmouth. Yeah, man, thank you for playing along, dude. I can't really see, buddy, so it's gonna be a little hard landing. Wow, man. Woo! What a way to start.